It is time for today's American Family News Daily Briefing. I'm Bronson Woodruff. Anti-Israel demonstrations don't appear to be slowing down across the country right now, but at least some are getting forcibly shut down after students and other protesters refuse to leave. These forced shutdowns have gotten attention from the media and from politicians. There have been hundreds of arrests at colleges like the University of California, Los Angeles, and Columbia University. Former President Donald Trump addressed the situation before entering the court for his so-called hush money trial. Take a listen.
Worry about the left, because this is a movement from the left. These are radical left lunatics. And they got to be stopped now, because it's going to go on, and it's going to get worse and worse.
Police overnight raided and shut down protests at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. Take a look.
The police that attack students on campus. The same police that beat up students on campus train with Israeli forces. The same knee that was on Khairi Hanun's neck was on George Floyd's neck and is now pressed upon Gaza's neck. Understand that we are engaging in resistance against imperialism, against Zionism, and against white supremacy.
Get back!
Officials are warning there are outside agitators funding these anti-Israel protests on campuses across the U.S. A recent AP report looks at the U.S. government's response to these protests. President Biden has remained silent during this. Despite getting numerous questions from reporters, the White House has gone only slightly further than the president. On Wednesday, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said that Biden is monitoring the situation closely, and she said some demonstrations had stepped over a line that separated free speech from unlawful behavior. Moving on now to the state of Georgia. Jailers in Georgia are now required to check the immigration status. Right in the middle. Oh, come on. Moving on now to Georgia. Jailers in Georgia are now required to check the immigration status of inmates and apply to help enforce federal immigration law. This is under a bill that gained traction after an illegal immigrant was arrested and charged in the death of 22-year-old nursing student Laken Riley. Police accuse him of beating her to death on the University of Georgia campus. Governor Brian Kemp signed the bill into law Wednesday at the Georgia Public Safety Training Center in Forsyth. Most provisions take effect immediately. The United Methodist Church no longer forbids, quote, self-avowed practicing homosexuals, end quote, from being ordained or appointed as ministers. Delegates repealed the church's long-standing ban on LGBTQ clergy with no debate on Wednesday. Delegates voted 692 to 51 at their general conference. That overwhelming margin contrasts sharply with the decades of controversy around the issue. Past general conferences of the United Methodist Church had steadily reinforced the ban and related penalties amid debate and protests, but many of the conservatives who had previously upheld the ban have left the denomination in recent years, and this general conference has moved in a solidly leftist direction. Applause broke out in parts of the convention hall Wednesday after the vote on this. We're told this change doesn't mandate or even explicitly affirm LGBTQ clergy, but it means the church no longer forbids people who choose such a lifestyle. And that's a wrap for today's American Family News Daily Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff.